Hi guys, gals, and my non-gender conforming pals. My name is Carrington. Welcome back to another video. Or if you are new here, welcome. I would love if you would hit that subscribe button down below, click the little bell so you're notified of all my future uploads, and let's go ahead and get into today's video. Okay guys, I placed an order with a couple different indie brands. And one of the brands that I purchased from is called Shade Beauty. I have a lot of thoughts on this company, but I do have a highlighter, it's called a parasol palette. So it like looks like this, and you can kind of tell, like in some of them, like this is like a green and this is like supposed to be like a peach or whatever. And they're like white originally. And then I bought a bunch of like little single shimmer shades. I also, okay, so I got a mystery bag and it came with like these like little loose eyeshadows. I'm not a huge fan of loose eyeshadows at all, period. I might try one today, we'll see. But anyways, okay, so let's go ahead and let's move on to my thoughts on these products. Okay, so my eyes are primed. I used the P. Louise Cosmetics Base in Rumor 1. I went a little bit ham with it, so hopefully the shadows work out. Okay, let me just like talk to you guys about my experience, first of all, even like buying from them. So I'm super into, first of all, I want to try out like all kinds of makeup. I want to try out high end, I want to try out drugstore, I want to try out indie, and I feel like I definitely recently have been spending more time on products that are from like major corporations like Fenty Beauty, everybody knows them, Milani, everybody knows them, instead of like focusing on some indie brands. So I wanted to purchase from a few indie brands, and from what I bought for February and March 2021, I'm sure you guys have seen all the stuff that I have indeed bought, and I had purchased from a few indie companies. There's one that I'm still waiting on. They're not even going to ship out until like April, so I purchased them in February. It was like a pre-order. I won't get that until like April sometime, April or May. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, it was like a pre-order. Okay, so I saw Shade Beauty and they were talking about like the multi-chromes and stuff like that. And when you look at the pictures on the website, they very much look very multi-chrome, like very very beautiful. So I placed a nice order. I would say I spent altogether on all this stuff maybe about $170, somewhere around there, $170, $200. That's what I spent on these things. Okay, I got my package in a reasonable time. I would say 7 days, like a week. My stuff came in. Not bad. I feel like that is absolutely fair. That's absolutely reasonable. 7 days, perfect. When I opened my package, inside was a very nice handwritten note. It was like very customized. Like it wasn't like something that was like typed and then like typed your name in and something goes out. Like it was very like she had like, thanks for your support, Carrington, and like put like hearts and like, you know, thanks for shopping small. That's really, I really appreciate it. You're really helping out my brand, you know, just like stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, that's cool. One thing I could not get over though, let me see if it's still, okay, no, is that it smelled so strong of cigarettes. Like the whole thing, everything did. I had to take everything out and put it in my mailbox because I couldn't have it in the house for as strong as it smelled. Like it just smelled so strongly of cigarettes. It was awful. So I would say if you have any sensitivities to cigarettes, this is something to be mindful of. I actually I do. I don't know if I'm like allergic to it necessarily, but like my grandma was a smoker. And when I would go to her house, when I would leave, my throat would hurt. It would be itchy and scratchy, and it would just hurt. My eyes would be puffy and red. And you know, like I wasn't smoking the cigarettes, but I mean, like she was, and she would smoke inside and smoke outside and smoke in the car and, you know, wherever else. So, you know, I was exposed to the smoke quite often. And so, yeah, like my throat would get very like itchy and red and very swollen. And then my eyes would just get really puffy and red. So, you know, for me, I was like, oh, this sucks. So luckily I was able just to put everything back outside and leave it there for a little bit, and it kind of dissipated. And, you know, now I'm smelling this, it doesn't smell like that at all anymore. So that's a good thing. Also, so inside this palette are some singles that I had purchased. They're almost, I don't think there's any mattes. Yeah, I don't see any mattes. But they did come in like this very nice protective little like case compared to like, you know, something like this. So I didn't have any issues with any of them being broken. They all fit into here very nicely. Okay. Now, talking about the products themselves. They like, okay, I don't know if you guys can tell in this. Hold on, let me see. Like, it's not even like filled up. Like there, see that, all that extra space? There's a ton of extra space. Like it's only like, the pans are only halfway filled up. It's not filled all the way to the top like tiny marbles, right? You don't see the silver ring like as if you had already used half of the product. So there's just some things to be mindful of, like the price that you're paying and what you're getting. Okay, we're just gonna leave that up there. And now let's just like go into swatching some of these products. Okay, let's start with this, the Parasol palette. Okay. All right, let's just do a couple swatches. So I'm doing the purple, the blue, the green, and like the pinky orange. So here's like the pinky orange. Here is the purple. Here is the blue, and here is the green. Okay. I mean, like in light, you can see it. They're just extremely, extremely powdery, like insanely powdery. Like look at my pans, like it's just very powdery. Okay, so let's go on with a couple swatches of like these. I'm not gonna swatch all of them. Let's swatch that one. You're probably like, I don't even know what you're talking about right now, Carrington. Okay, so let's swatch a few of these. Okay. Okay, two of them show up very nicely, right? These two right here you can see super nicely. The other two are unbelievably hard to see. Here is one that's supposed to, I'm going to swatch some that are supposed to be duochromes and see how well we can see the duochrome. Okay, so here are those. I mean, yeah, you can see them. I don't, but again, they're very powdery, and they're just not very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like impactful. Like it's not something where I'm like swatching it and I'm just gonna be able to put on my eyelid and see it like a mile and a half away. I can just already tell with this, that's not going to be the case. And if that's something that you do want to be the case, try a different brand. This is not gonna be it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little bit of an eye look. Obviously I only have shimmer, duochromes, stuff like that. So I'm just going to, I'm just gonna grab that Marvels palette again. And I'm gonna grab let's do Walking Stick. This shade right here. I'm just gonna take some of that. I love this palette, okay? So, I'm just gonna focus that into my like crease area. Okay, so there's some of like the Walking Stick. I just kind of wanted to like lightly do some around in the crease and then kind of try to create something with these shades and then possibly one from these. I feel like the Walking Stick is very like a very greenish brown color. So I'm thinking maybe like this on the outer corner, this on the like inner part of my lid, and then this right here on my like very inner corner. That's what I'm thinking. But I need to prime my eyelids with some NYX glitter glue, and I will be right back. Okay, so let's dive on into those shades. I'm gonna try taking it on this e.l.f. C shadow for the very like first shade. I don't know how well it's gonna work, but we're gonna like try. If not, we can always go with our finger. Okay, and this one has a little mirror in it. Like with that brush, it worked, you know, came out nicely onto my lid, and it looks nice. So let's move on to the inner lid color. Okay, for the next shade, is gonna be this right here. Let me see if I can pull it out. Does it have shade names on it? Oh yeah, Zillionaire is what it's called. And I'm gonna take that on my finger and just like lightly tap it in. Okay, so here's with Zillionaire matched in with the outer corner, which the outer corner shade is called Bitchcraft. I love that. Bitchcraft is actually very glittery, so I am experiencing some like slight fallout on the face. It's nothing severe. Again, I have a glitter glue down, so I feel like that's really helpful. Okay, and then next we're going to go into this green one, and according to this, I think it's called Work. Okay, so the shade names right here on the back like this. I don't know if it's going like this or, you know, like this. I don't know. I don't know how they're naming that, but I'm assuming it's going to be called Work. And again, I'm just going to take that on my pinky finger and just like dab it into like my inner corner and then kind of bring it up a little bit on my lid. And then here it is, the completed eye look. And I do say the inner corner really does show up in some really nice lighting. So, okay, we still have the highlighter to try. I do have some thoughts with the shadows that I have tried, but I'm gonna go ahead, jump off, do the rest of my makeup, come back, try out the highlighter, and then we'll jump into my final thoughts on this brand. I am back. The rest of my face is done. The foundation that I am wearing is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. This video is going to be up before this one, so you guys will have already have seen this, but let's go ahead and let's apply the highlight from Shade Beauty that I got. That's called I'm Chuck Base. Or Chuck Bass, maybe? That's what it looks like. Looks light enough. I'm gonna take this on my brush. Okay. Very powdery. Getting stuff all over. Okay, so it's a very glittery kind of highlight. It's not as bad as like the Jeffree Star one, but it definitely is very glittery. It is beautiful though. It goes great with my skin tone. It's very nice. So yeah, that's trying out the highlighter. So let's go ahead and let's get into my final thoughts on the brand. So first of all, let me like double check the exact prices of everything. I want to make sure. So the eyeshadows range in price from $6 to $12. Okay. Okay, why do I feel like there's a hair? I don't necessarily think for the amount that you get, okay, because they don't even fill the pans up all the way. The amount that you get and how powdery they are, that they're that worth it for $12. I think $6 is fair. I will say I think $6 is definitely fair for what you get. The shipping time, well, I had no issues with shipping time. Again, it came in like a week. I feel like that's extremely fair, especially for an indie brand, you know, making your stuff and shipping it out. I do appreciate them putting it in these. I feel like my shadows were very, very like well kept. It doesn't go anywhere, and then it was wrapped up. Each of them was individually wrapped up. So again, that was great. I loved the handwritten note. Okay, I think that's like something like that's just like super special to me, is like when a company acknowledges you in a very like special way. And I know like bigger companies may not be able to do that because, you know, they may get like 10,000 orders a day. And realistically, writing 10,000 notes a day is not going to be very realistic. But again, I just think that's a nice touch. I don't love the fact that my products came in and smelled like cigarette smoke. You know, maybe nobody smokes. Maybe I don't know. I don't know why it would smell like that. You know, so that wasn't a huge thing for me. I love the eye look that I created. I think the eye look that I created is beautiful. I just, you know, if you're going to be someplace, like dark, where you're not having a lot of light hit onto your eyeshadows, this probably isn't going to be it, because again, I think it shows up a lot better in light. We have some light hitting off of it. So if you're going to like a nice like a restaurant where like the lights are really dimmed, and you're wanting something like this, it's probably not going to show up like this, right? Let me see if I can like, if I like turn it down. Okay. Yeah. So like, see how my light is like completely off now, and all I have is like natural light, and it's just really not as like vibrant and beautiful. And then you turn the light back on, and I mean that green just pops. So I usually, if I'm going someplace, it is going to be very well lit. So you know, that's fine. Again, I just think it was a little bit pricey. I know they're indie brands, just a little bit pricey. I'm just like underwhelmed compared to like things like Give Me Glow Cosmetics, Divina Cosmetics, and even the Copacetic Cosmetics. I'm just very underwhelmed with this. But I would potentially make because like this eye look, I mean, okay, this came out absolutely beautiful. So I would purchase from them again, potentially. It's not one I'm going to go rush out and buy right now, especially because as soon as I get it, I have to leave it outside for a few days or put it someplace really well ventilated, so that way I'm not smelling the smoke and it bothering me. But again, that might not be an issue for you. But again, just really powdery. The highlight looks very, very beautiful. Okay, definitely beaming, definitely blinding. It's a glittery highlight. So if you don't like glittery highlights, you're not going to like this. You will not like this at all. If you are okay with glittery highlights or prefer glittery highlights, because as you can tell, it's beaming, then I think you'll like this. I thought the color was great for my skin tone. You don't really get a lot though. Okay, that's a tiny bit of highlight. But the packaging is nice. The stickers on the back for like the shade names, like this one right here is already starting to like come off. And I do like how this is like, you can like pop these out and like put like other shades, like it's like magnetic. I like that, and I like, you know, I put the other ones in a magnetic like palette-esque palette, kind of a thing. So this is a brand where I would say, if you are interested in supporting an indie brand, and kind of like the whole, you get a lot of Shazam when a light hits it a certain way, and you don't mind if it's powdery or smells like cigarette smoke, check out this brand. I do really love the eye look that I created. I'm not at all saying that like nothing worked, that I hate this. No, I think it looks beautiful. I love the look that I was able to create with this. It's beautiful. If you are one where you want something that is pigmented and like in your face, and no matter where you go, people are going to be able to see it, and it's going to have the same payoff no matter what lighting you're in, and you want something where you feel like you're really definitely getting the most for your money. So a 12 shadow, you're not getting a tiny one that's halfway filled up. You're getting a tiny one that's all the way filled up, or you're getting a bigger size one, something like that. And this probably is not going to be the brand for you. If you don't like anything that's powdery, not the brand for you. Don't like glittery highlights, not the brand for you. So I will say, I will just like keep checking back with them, in about 6 months or so, and kind of see what they have on their website then, and maybe place a small order then, and then kind of come back and revisit. I will also kind of update you. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of time with these. So hopefully give me like a month or two to kind of play around with it. And if you guys are like, hey, Carrington, it's been a couple months and we haven't heard anything about this, I kind of want to know, just like make sure you mention it so I can do like an update. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on Shade Beauty. Let me know what you guys think down below. How did you feel about like me swatching the products, me describing the products? Is that something that you're interested in? Is it not? Do you feel like they're fairly priced? If you guys have tried them, what way did you think really made your eyeshadows pop more? Maybe a wet brush I should have went in with, something. Just let me know all of that down below. I would love to hear from you guys. And then again, if you guys liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Click the little bell so you can be notified of all my future uploads. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.